Well, it has rained a couple of days here, and this is the first that we have seen the sunshine in a little bit here. So it is Tuesday, July 11th, 10th or 11th, and we haven't chopped since the 8th. I think it was the 8th. We've got to run around the cutter head here. I did have a couple of knives that were knocked up here a little bit, and I'm just going to go through this, roll it around a couple of times, adjust whatever knives need adjusting, and then we're going to be able to chop here tomorrow. My brother and nephew are laying some hay down now. The rock saw, I ended up ordering some brake lines for it, brake hoses. I just got done replacing them now. The brake hose came over and it rubbed on the tire. So we got those done, and we're getting ready to throw some primer on this 8110. Jared rolled this out of the shop yesterday, crawled in all down underneath it, re-washed it. He has replaced all of the hoses on it. Every hose, every steel line, all that stuff has been replaced. Alex was over here sanding down the wheels. She is over here still. You're hiding on me. You heard the camera turn on and you're hiding. So she's been sanding the rims. It would be nice if we had a sand blaster, but we don't. So we're gonna shoot this whole tractor with primer here in a little while. It's all basically almost ready for it. Jared's covering up some things with some tape, radiators and oil coolers and whatnot, fenders. We probably should just take them off, but you know, sure you don't want to just take them off? Huh? Oh boy, I don't know. It's 6 to 1, half a dozen to the other. Might be easier to get in here to paint this without the fender on there, and then we can paint the rest of that. All you got to do is pop 2 bolts out of that pedestal there. Pull these 4 out here to get that off, and then the rest of it. It might be better. I don't know. It's up to you. So we got a lot of racket going on over here, and the boys are working on replacing rubber and whatnot on alley scrapers. So we are going to go for a little ride in the rock store. You guys have asked to see what we cut hay with, and I don't really get to show that much because usually we are chopping or I am tied up with something else. So they are right close here. My brother actually went by here a little while ago with the one mower, and my nephew is down back. But before we run down there, we'll show you what Sarah and Andrew are up to. Well, the fire whistle's going off. I was like, oh boy, I hope these guys are okay. But Sarah and Andrew, who else we got up here? We got one other person up here too. Is Andrew up here?
No, he left.
He left. Andrew quit. What the hell? So Sarah and Charlotte are up here replacing iron on the Pottinger Paradisc. How you making out there, Charlie?
Oh, pretty good.
Pretty good, huh? Be careful with them impacts there.
There
So this is the second time that we have replaced iron on this Terra disc. I got the materials, actually Sarah ordered the discs from CHC, I think it was called. Is that what it was called? Same place we ordered them from last time. So, yeah. You probably should have something in underneath this here, you know? That would be nice. Probably should run down and get a couple of jack stands. So, yeah. So, we're going to go ahead and check on Teddy cutting hay. And then before I go down there, I better run these guys up some jack stands or something to get down underneath this thing. Yeah. Fun stuff, right? Yeah. Boy, I don't think these need replacing. Let's hold off on replacing these. Yeah. Put all these back on. They're all right. We'll get 100 more acres out of them. All right. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Why don't you come down and I'll give you a ride down with a forklift. Bring the forklift up here and put it underneath this. All right? All right. All right. We would throw jack stands underneath it, but the jack stands would be up so high that they would probably tip them over. So we'll just grab the forklift and they can put the telehandler underneath this. Now we're killing several birds with one stone here. I had somebody ask the other day, what's going on with the John Deere truck? Well, there it is, doing its job. Does this job every single day. We do need to get a foot throttle for it. Foot throttle is all wonky, and yeah, but yeah, that old girl runs every single day. Dumping a load of haylage right now. Runner wide open, of course. I'll pull forward. Probably drag the tailgate against the wall. Run over a little pile of corn silage there. Get her rocking a little bit. You'll grab 4 gears before the box gets down. Well, maybe 2. He sees we're watching him. Yeah, there he goes. All right. Well, we've got the forklift underneath there. There's about 3 fail safes put in on this. She does have the wheels down, the backpackers are down, so about 3 things would have to happen in order for that to fall. So yeah, like I said, I didn't think the jack stands would be all that effective. If it did creep down, it might tip them over because they would have to be up so high. So we'll give Jacob here a ride back down to the barn, back down to the shop. So this guy here, he did some videoing for us the other day when we were doing the final fit up with the silage body, and I forgot to put your name in the credits. And he, of course, he gets after me for that. So okay. All right. So we are headed down in behind our old cow barn. This is the pasture hills that Andrew bush hogged here the other day. So we have this in strips. We have alfalfa on the top side, corn, alfalfa, corn, and then alfalfa here down on the bottom side. So some of this hay is laying down, and they are having to cut it one way. My nephew cut this down here just on the other side of the hill, and he is in this field right here. Now this field is where we drilled that first well, and you can see it's kind of heavy, and it's all laying this way. So he is cutting going in that direction, and then he is traveling back down through the field. He'll get hooked up here and start cutting back the other way. A couple of weeks ago we drilled the first well on this one side of this field right down here. Let's see, you can see the tracks we made down through the field. We drove over the hay. Hopefully this will come back. But we had drilled the first well right there. You can see the stone up on top of the ground. And then of course he pulled the well casing out of the ground, and we ended up reusing it down below. So this is my nephew cutting with this machine. We have two of these mowers. They are identical to each other. They are Pottinger A12s, I think they're called. And it's a 34 foot. Yeah. It's a 30, it has a 34 foot cut. So the front mower is 10 foot, and then the outer wings are 12 foot apiece. This is on the 7290. We have a mower just like this on the 7930, and my brother cuts with that one. He's cutting on another farm here. So he'll just get to the end, and he will just lift up, turn around, drive down through the field idle, and once he gets down to the other end, he'll go back the other way. So what he does is he straddles the center windrow. You can see how the center windrow is not that wide. We've got that narrowed up so that it makes it in between the wheels of the tractor. And then these outer windrows, they are cut a lot wider. Now these mowers do not have any conditioners on them. The very first mower we had the flail type conditioners on them. It drawed a lot of horsepower, and being that we are harvesting this crop at about 60% moisture, it's really not required, or it is not necessary to have to condition the crop. We do run into a little bit of an issue when we try to do dry hay, and this crop of course is not conditioned at all. So he'll get down to this other end here. He'll get himself set up, put the mower down, and he will head back the other way. This is kind of common. Every once in a while we get into a situation where we have either gotten heavy winds or heavy rains, and it causes this crop to lay down, and it is laying down that way. So it's like this. He's just coming in underneath it, and he is able to cut the whole crop that way. He's moving along maybe at about, oh, I don't know, 10, 12 miles an hour. And if he was to cut this in both directions, he would probably only be getting about half of it. And then the other problem that causes is the mergers won't pick it up as good, and yeah, if you don't cut the whole crop, the mergers don't like being able to pick the crop up. So we'll head back up to the shop. We're gonna go ahead and work on the chopper and get that ready to go here so we can be chopping tomorrow morning. So let's see how many knives we have screwed up on that. I seen at least one. I haven't really done anything more than just open that cutter head up. So it's kind of nice to have brakes on all four wheels on this rock saw. All right. That's what the pasture hills look like from this angle here. And if you guys have been following along in the past couple of videos here, we did take some equipment over to a local auction where they have like 3-4 auctions a year. We've got a truck over there, and we have our older telehandler. Yes, we do need to get this silage box installed. We do have this older Pottinger mower. If you guys have followed along in some of the videos here, you'll learn that we had a cutter head, which would be that front one there. We had them mounts, the frame mounts, break away last year, and we ended up having to replace the whole mower with another machine because we didn't have time to fix it. We now have this machine all fixed up, and at some point my brother's going to unhook from the mower he's using. He's going to hook back onto this. He's going to cut some with this just to show you guys that this is in excellent working order. Now when this one folds up, both machines fold up vertically, and they are 3 10-foot mowers, whereas the mower that my nephew is cutting with and the mower that my brother cuts with, they are a 10 up front, and then the machine that hooks to the back of the tractor are 2 12-foot heads. We also have an extra cutter bar that would be for this unit here, and we rebuilt the cutter bar here last week, actually the week before last, and that is going to go with this mower as well. Prior to working on that mower, we ended up welding a cutter head, a 12-foot, no, that was a 10-foot, a 10-foot cutter head that went to the newer model. We have that as a spare, but we're going to keep that to be able to use on the mowers that we're currently cutting with. It'll only work on either tractor, but it'll only work on the front mower because it's a 10-foot cutter bar. So we'll go ahead and get up to the shop here. We'll roll that drum around, adjust any of the knives that are out of schmack, and we'll get the chopper set up and ready to go. Our friends from Industrial Tire here, dropping off some truck tires. Yes, sir. Alright, so we have just marked that one there. And we're just going to roll this around and we'll go ahead and check to see how we're doing as far as any knives that have moved on us here. So far so good. Looks like I've got one right here. We'll go ahead and mark that one. Mark the actual knife itself. Roll along here. We'll show you what these look like once we get rolled around after we've checked them all. So this has 10 rows of 4. So there's 40 knives on this unit all together. And you can get these with different knife configurations. Some guys overseas chop with a 48 knife cutter head. And we've got another one here with a neck out of it. I really hate to replace that because what we want to do is we want to keep the knife drum balanced. If I put a brand new knife here, I almost want to go around and put another brand new knife opposite on this other side. Maybe it doesn't make a difference, but yeah, another one right here. But yeah, so I can see this knife. We kind of seen this one the other day, and it is wearing uneven because it is pushed back, and the stone has only been able to hit it right here. So we've got a couple of knives in this one row that are nicked up pretty good. Kind of see this one's got maybe 3/8 of an inch of clearance there between it and the cutter head for the stationary knife. Go ahead and pay attention here. So, I don't know, I forget now, we're all the way around. And I think I had like 2 knives that I need to go ahead and adjust. So here's the first one here. We'll roll that to the point of where it is coming up against the shear bar. So we've got a little bit of a distance there, maybe 1/8 of an inch, not quite. But if you'll notice, for those of you that don't run self-pellet choppers or run choppers in general, we've got quite a gap right here, and some long hay will get through in that one particular spot, and it will draw some horsepower because instead of it cutting, it is grabbing and pulling that through. Kind of picture a dull pair of scissors, cutting paper with a dull pair of scissors, and you get to the point where the scissors just fold the paper over. Well, picture that, but having to keep cutting. In other words, not stopping. So we'll pull this knife off, we'll clean up the knife bed, we'll clean up the knife, we'll put it back on, torque it, get the other one adjusted out, run the sharpener across this several times, and then we'll have it ready for tomorrow. Generally, I don't sharpen the night before, but we're going to run a pressure washer around this, and we can keep the water right to it, and then it will be right ready to go tomorrow. So we'll pull that knife out and get it adjusted. What What are you doing? You quitting already?
Well, sadly.
Oh, it's 4 o'clock. Where are you going?
To a camp.
A camp.
Yeah.
Yeah, where's that? Over to OCC?
Yeah.
So she's got basketball, so she's got to shut down. Back at it tomorrow?
Hopefully.
Gonna be driving truck tomorrow?
Hopefully.
Yeah, there you go. Well, how much have you got done?
I think there was 12 left on the row I was on.
Okay. Andrew back up there? He's not back up there.
He quit.
He quit. We're gonna have to get after him. So
Yeah.
Sarah's working all alone?
Yeah.
Oh boy. Well, that's too bad we got the grinder going in the background there. This guy's making all this noise.
It's out.
Well, all right, be careful. All right, so we ended up removing them 2 knives. We've got them on the bench here. Gonna run a wire wheel over them. This guy's grinding up alley scraper parts here.
Both.
Yeah, getting after it right there, buddy. Yeah. All right, so we'll wire wheel those parts up. We'll come over here, get this cleaned up, and then we can get the knife adjusted to the shear bar. I've got to look at my sharpening stone. I would like to go across these knives a lot to take care of some of these guys here and change out the stone so that we don't have to change a stone out here in a couple of days from now. So yeah, well, we'll keep at her here. Well, we've got these knives cleaned up, and I know what you're thinking. Oh wow, it's only 2 knives. Well, you can see this surface is off a little bit here, and we'll go ahead and flip these over. And this is the amount of hard surface that is left on this knife. I will change these out when it gets down to about 3/8 of an inch. It's just not worth letting it wear any farther than that. So this one's got a little more on it than this one. We'll go ahead and get these mounted back in place. I have cleaned up the knife bed itself, and we will get these adjusted to the shear bar. This has that extra expensive shear bar in it that we put in last year, and it's holding up. It's holding up real good. Still got a lot of hard surface on there. That's this edge here. You could see it in stages here, and then the top, and then we ran corn on this front side. We just went ahead and flipped it over. So we have done pretty good this year as far as keeping the knives in pretty good shape. However, this past few 100 acres, we've done just a little over 500 acres of second cutting already. And being that the ground has been kind of soft, the tires from the merger and whatever are knocking some stones loose, and that's how we have, or what has caused the ingestion of some stones. So we'll get these knives in there, get them adjusted, start sharpening, and then this will be ready to go for tomorrow. So we'll join up with you in a little while here. Hopefully we can get some primer on this tractor tonight. So we're having a meeting over here. We got the big boss. He's telling us how things are going. How's things going there, Timmy?
Good, we got the back pit empty.
You got the back pit empty?
Right down there, sucking air.
All right.
Nice and smooth, no buildups. So it's all
Good deal.
agitated up good.
All right. We're going to get priming this tonight, I'm thinking. Yeah. How you making out here, Shrimpy? You don't know? Well, looks pretty good. You want to throw some paint on or primer on tonight? You don't know? All right.
Well,
Should tell Timmy to grab some sandpaper, Alex. He could help you with that other side. Well, you can see that we have the chopper outside. You can hear that sharpening. I went around it with the pressure washer, and we're gonna fix, or Nate is gonna fix my fuel leaks there. There you go. You're all right. Spin it right out of there. So this bushing is leaking going into the gauge itself. So I'm going to go ahead and assist him in doing that. We have a 12-volt pump. I don't know if we'll get to it tonight, but we're thinking about mounting it in that hole there. We're going to get this sealed up. I ended up going to motor vehicle yesterday and I put this on the road. We're all legal now. So I'll go ahead and get this license plate mounted right down there. Sarge has Alex's truck inside here, and what he is doing is he is replacing a couple of AC lines. He's had some holes in them somewhere, so he's going to get them replaced, and then we can get this AC bumped up on this so that she has air conditioning. We have went across these knives 45 times already. Going through another pass on them, and we should. We should be able to change that stone once it's done, and then that will enable us to have a brand new stone on there once we get into the next couple of days here. So we're going to clean up some fittings here, pull some Teflon tape off, get some new Teflon tape on now, and get it all back together. Right, Nathan? Notice Nathan has got himself a nice little haircut. Doesn't him look nice? All shaved up. Alright, so let's get this stuff sealed up and put back together here. Well, Nathan has this sealed up and I have got it all legal. Sarge has the air conditioning lines on this, so we're gonna run this chopper up and get it filling the fuel. It's not burning or anything. Went across these knives again. The stone. Man, I can get one more sharpen out of this stone. So that's what we're gonna do with that. We're gonna get one more time out of it. So we'll go up and get this filled with fuel. We need to check on Sarah. She's been working alone up there, and I have to make sure she's not pinched in underneath. Oh, that's a morbid thought. So we gotta make sure she's okay. Charlotte had to go to basketball camp, which is over at the local college, 12 or 15 miles away from here. And Sarah's been working alone on that Terra disc. So let's get this filled with fuel and we'll check on her. Alright, we got that filled with fuel. Now this tank here is our off-road fuel. See, the pump is up on the top there, and we never used to have a gauge on here to see how much fuel we were going through. And I ended up putting this gauge on this post. We've got it plumbed in and then back out, and it's kind of handy to see just how much fuel we're going through on any given implement. So we will run up and check on Sarah. She is working in the end of the hay barn on the concrete. So she's got to be just about done here. So we'll check on her and see how she's doing here. All right. What? You still up here? Huh. She's gone. She ain't here. But she does have all of these off of there. I don't know where she is. Usually she would pick this stuff up, and yeah. So they have all of the discs removed. I don't know when she left, but she got this job done. So they've got all of the discs on this pallet here, and yeah, I'll get the forklift out of here, get the skid steer moved, and yeah. So they've got a bucket of bolts there. Yeah, I don't know where she went. Well, yeah. All right, well, I'm gonna take the forklift down with me, and yeah. So here is the new discs right over here. She ordered some new hardware too, and all of this stuff came from CH. Oh, what is this? There's a packaging slip here. I wonder if CFC. I was calling it CH something or other, and I can't remember how much these were each. But at any rate, all there is just a packaging slip here. But at any rate, I know when we priced these several years ago, yeah, they were considerably less than what Pottinger wanted. And there's 80 discs here, 320 bolts, and 320 nuts. So I'll go ahead and take the forklift down with me. I get somebody to come up and grab this skid steer, and we'll get this tractor out of here. And yeah, but everything is all nice and neatly picked up. So we'll just grab these tools here. Okay, so we have a couple of things that we are going to modify on this trailer here. And that is, we are going to get rid of the ball hitch. The ball hitch is a joke. Now, we have a combination pintle hook ball hitch that we use in the green Chevy, and we use it in the Army truck, I think. It has a 2-inch ball on it. This one's a 2 5/16 ball, and when this trailer was brand new, I just grabbed some 5/8 washers. Somebody grabbed that 2-inch ball hitch and had it hooked up, ready to go to the field. So I said, well, what we need to do is get rid of one or the other, and we're going to get rid of this ball hitch on here because we don't need this unhooking. And when the seat tender has a 2 5/16 ball, and that usually stays hooked to the truck, and nobody else runs that back and forth, so we don't have to worry about that getting mixed up. But we probably should put a pintle hook on that as well. The other thing we're going to change out is our safety chains. Look at this. Oh, it ain't long enough. Coming up a little short. They might be long enough with the pintle hook. No, you got to go down one. Put that in the upper hole. But we're going to make these chains a little longer. This is just 1/4 inch chain. The trailer weighs 12, I think it's 12,000 pounds. Fully loaded. And then look at this here. We have a 3/8 bolt tying the chains to the trailer. So we need to yeah, put a larger safety chain up on it here. So I haven't figured out what I'm gonna do there yet. If I'm gonna weld, I'll probably weld a chain to it and put some bigger hooks on it as well. But the main thing is we wanted to get this pintle hook chain, or this hitch changed here, just so that, well, what do you got, 2 on one side? Yeah. I don't know, can you get that in there? Yeah, you don't have to wedge it, just put one in, that'll be good. Alrighty, so I don't know what I'm going to do for safety chains. Safety chains really don't do anything for you other than send you in a whirl of hurt once it does unhook and it starts making the truck do this. So yeah, we'll get her figured out. Maybe we could run a bolt through here, but yeah. Alright, we got this chopper full of fuel. Sarge ran up, he grabbed the discs, parked them right there. That's in our scrap pile. We'll go ahead and grab the 9560 and get it put away. What's going on? I didn't see you up there. Where were you?
Did you see me walking?
No, I didn't see you walk. What have you got done?
I got 2 on.
2 on. Well, there's 78 more to go.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to do by myself.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll go ahead and, well, why don't you grab that? I'll take the impact.
Okay, that's
and,
the farms.
Okay.
That's yours.
And the batteries. And, yeah, why don't you just park it down there. Okay. And, I'll get the chopper head put on, and yeah.
You can leave all the new ones in the...
That can stay on in the hay barn. Okay. So, alrighty. Well, we're gonna go ahead and put the head on the chopper and get it ready for tomorrow. Nate's just got this finished up here, and that is what that looks like. So, 1/2 inch or 3/8 safety chains with 1/2 inch bolts bolted to the bottom of the hitch channel. So yeah, should be a little better than a 3/8 bolt that was mounted right down on there. So we just got to pull this outside and rinse off some of the fuel that got spilled on the deck here. So he pumped fuel back into the tank to make sure that joint there wasn't leaking, and then when we use this again, we'll have to see how it responds to the new Teflon tape. So with that being said, that will end up doing it for this one. We do have a 12-volt pump that I'm going to put in that hole right there, but for some reason I can't find the filter head. I don't know if I forgot to order it or what, but we're going to run that power from this battery here. And the reason why we want to do that is we want to have an alternative pumping source in case something happens to that pump there. That's the thinking behind that anyways. And then we're going to put a gauge of some kind on here, probably a sight gauge, a clear tube with a ball valve on the bottom and a sight gauge so that you can tell how much fuel is in it, because that meter works, but it's not the handiest thing for, you're always wondering, did somebody turn it back to 0 or not? Right, Nathan? Always questioning it, aren't we? Always. Always. So that was Nathan's thought of the day, right? Alrighty, that's gonna do it, folks. Take it easy, and we'll catch you at the next one, right, Nathan? Yeah.